today. We should just officially start class at 10 after. One. Okay, so like we did the drop, so you let the hip initiate the drop. Put it that way. Okay. You got a haircut too? Did your wife give it to you? All right, just relax. So think that your hip starts at not. So we want to get away from these types of movements, like moving my arm first. So you want to get the body to move it, and we'll use the weapon to help a little bit too. Well, it is Sunday morning, you know. One, two. So just to warm up a little bit. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yo, what? Good. All right. Okay, let's just continue on with the chop then. All right. So again, we're not doing this. Just kind of just relax. So remember just this, right? And remember when we did this, we just dropped, we kind of feel the body weight. And then just go easy to start, just so you can feel. Keep the chin in. Okay, and when we step forward, we don't fall on our knee, right? We don't fall on our foot. It's like the body weight drops straight in the middle, straight down the middle. And we'll look at that in other ways too. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And we'll do a little bit of footwork too, not just all the stationary stuff. 1, 2, 3. Keep going, let's look. Don't move, Steve. All right. If you have too much flexion here, you're going to irritate that. And you see, you need to have a little bit more, put the extensors on. You know what I mean? All right. Okay, so is that anatomy or kinesiology? Well, no, there's anatomy and then there's kinesiology. Okay, so in this particular thing, let me show you. So this was a big thing about Master Chen. This had to be straight. Now, if you look at some, Bill isn't here, but Bill would be a good example. So if I have a little bit of a bend, okay, that's these muscles here, like they're what they call flexion. So you keep doing that, that's going to get really achy because you're not supposed to walk around like this. Right? So you need to have a little, what they call the muscles that hold your low, they kind of keep your posture called the extensors. So the extensors need to be on a little bit, but not excessive. Right? So, and because we're throwing our body weight forward, there might be a tendency to flex the back. So you just that's why go slow, right? Go slow. And now just demo. You can demo with me. I don't have to hit you guys all the time. Okay, so come over here, Steven. You're the star taker. We never see you. Okay, so let's just say I'm a little bit flexed. Okay, and so he could like maybe push me to the side, I guess. See, that's really because I'm a little bit flexed. And then let's say you push to the front. I'm a little bit flexed. And then I'll just get a little bit of extension.
Yeah.
Right? So by doing this, I'm compromising my spine. Now, that's not to say you never flex your spine like you want to stretch it or something like that, but not in a situation where you are, if you're engaging with someone and I flex my spine, I lose a lot. That was really good. But if I keep my spine kind of like a little bit better, it's a little bit harder for him. Right, so this is my big thing, right? Maybe I should have been the chiropractic. No, I don't actually believe in chiropractic. But I mean, so it's kind of really good just to have that natural posture. And then what we'll show you, we'll do something that's not a martial arts thing, but something about to have you learn about your spine later. And it'll be on the video, Laura, in case you have to leave before I show that. So when you come out with the strike, just take your time and just fix this to this. It's supposed to be nice and straight, right? And then you can go right. And if it's nice and straight, you can really move. If you flex it a little and you keep flexing it, it's gonna ache. And the purpose of training is not to make your body ache. Right? You can make your body tired. Folding. No, I'm sorry. Okay, so the kinesiological term, there's flexion, which is like folding. No, just folding. That's flexing. And then there's extension, which is like, okay, so your joint, your flexion, this is good for you. Flexion is closing the joint, right? I'm closing the joint, that's flex. Opening the joint is extend. And the spine closes or extends. So when I just fold the spine over, that's called spinal flexion. And when I lift it up and try to stretch it out, that's called spinal extension, right? So I don't know. Maybe I'm showing off my vocabulary. Oh, see, the direction of the joints, direction of the movement. There's flexing your muscles. We're not talking about that. We're talking about just your joint. Okay, okay, so I get this whole thing about my big thing is alignment. That's my big thing, right? Alignment. You get the alignment and everything else is easy. So just take your time. So this is a really, okay. And then we could just start alternating legs. Just take your time. To alternate legs, you got to move the hip joint, or you got to move the hips. Okay, so in the middle between your hips, you can think there's like a gear or a ball. So you just kind of move your hips around that center, but towards the spine. Are you here for Gail has some business in town, or do you have some business? Oh, very nice. You can give it a little bit more interesting feel to it too. Like, so when I come here, you can think of grabbing with this one and give it a little bit of kind of activation. So you have energy in both arms. And since we have even numbers today, we can work a little bit with push hands too. We've got some weapons, so that'd be great. All right, let's just loosen up a little bit. Okay, let's do this one. We did this one last week. Okay, so I don't know what we want to call this, the smackdown, whatever. Okay, one. Okay, so we talked about the scapular plane. It's like 30 degrees. I think it's like 30 degrees. Okay. Don't put it past 30 degrees. It's actually very weak. Just right there. Okay. All right. So just feel with that connection. If you put it past, you can feel like a strain. Just here. Okay, this and okay, this arm, this hip. Just relax. Okay. Don't torque the spine. Another interesting thing to do is like you can put your hand on what you think your dantian is, and see if you just rotate your dantian and notice how the hips have to respond. Okay, try to relax in the shoulder joint. So you can think of hitting them with your, I don't know, your infraspinatus, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. So I'll show you what I mean here. So we'll start with Nelson and we'll go down the line and you can start with each other. All right, this one right there. Okay. Okay, ready? So if I hit with the arm, I'm just going to be light. Okay, there's the arm. Okay, I'm going to try to go and I'm going to maybe overextend. Let's overextend. Okay, I don't like this because that's it. Not overextended. Just turn my body weights in there. Right? So I'll just even. Okay, that's that way. And then let me see if I can get the overextended range. That's the overextended range, right? Yeah. Okay. I don't want that. It's actually, it doesn't feel good. Right. See, this is within that what I was talking about, that 30 degrees. This is one, and you can just practice, and then you don't want to like use your spine like that. Just turn your hip. Right. I'm going to just use my. I actually don't want to, but we'll just for the purpose of the demo, I'll just use my spine. So this is my spine, even though this is in the 30-degree plane. I'm going to use my hip and keep my spine stable. Right. Keep my spine stable. Another interesting thing is like you'll do it with each other, hopefully, right? Have you train with each other? Another thing is like what do you call it? Engage your pelvic floor, right? So that the muscles that stop you from peeing, you turn those on a little bit. Gives you more stability in the core, right? So you want to have your core on. And you can just go nice and light. You can just use this as a training thing to just figure out your body. Okay? And just figure out like, if you hit something and like, oh man, it really hurts here, that means you got to be here. Okay. Now, and also, just for martial art guys, when you come here and you really got some, don't like, when you hit them, don't just wait, right? Just, you can go firm, let go. Remember we talked about that firm, let go? Firm, let go. And then you can go, right? You can go really fast because don't wait here. Don't get stuck here like, oh, I'm going to be really tough. He's got you now because he can be really tough, right? So you have to kind of like give him the weight, boom, and then move. Like give him the weight, then move. Okay, so you can try it on each other. You can just go light. You don't have to, I want you like, you don't have to wait. I don't want you like to really pound. I just want you to get that idea of like, how do I put my body weight in there? How do I get this alignment? Right? How does it, even if I hit light, can he feel my body weight? Right? Can you feel my body weight in there? And I don't have to, you don't have to, do the whole technique, right? Okay, so you guys had it last week. Okay, so Mark, you can just go nice and light on Garrett. This looks like a pretty sturdy arm. And you can just, you can just go something like this and just see if he feels your body weight. So I'm just going to do different things. So no body weight, no tension in the arm. I'm actually on my toe. Put my body weight down. And I can just even rest on him a little bit, right? I can just even rest on him a little bit, just so I can get that connection. But he just like think of like pushing on the wall, right? The whole thing is just get that connection. Okay, you can do a little bit more, Stephen. You can do a little bit. Just go ahead and do a little bit more. A little bit more, Is it what? Okay. One. So you can go, you can just kind of loosen it up a little bit. And just let the arm follow the hip. Okay, let the arm follow the hip. Instead of this. Just let the arm follow the hip. Okay. Nice and easy. Okay, Laura, so we could do, I know you're out there, so we can just do this together. One. I go this way. Two. Just turn the hip. Okay, so I'm turning the hip. Turn the hip. Turn the hip. So how it is to get your center, like keep your spine straight and just turn your hip. So actually we're just kind of doing this. And then this. So we basically, if I can go over here, because I know I like to give you a workout even though you're out there in video land. So it's just basically, this is what we're doing, right? And then we just let the arm follow. Okay, we let the arm follow. We try to relax the shoulder. You can also look at this as not necessarily like a technique for fighting, but also just a mobility thing. Hip joint, shoulder joint, elbow joint, down. Hip joint, shoulder joint, elbow joint. Okay. Also my feet. If you look at my feet, so my hip follows, the knee follows the foot. So I'm learning this type of work. Okay. I'm learning to keep my shoulder from not doing that. Right? Keeping my shoulder in. Good natural alignment. Okay, let's switch to the other side. Okay, and just relaxing the arm up. So I don't have to like really make it, I can just relax the arm up. Relax the arm up. Relax the arm up. Okay. Just relax the arm up. You go the other way. Relax the arm up. Okay, here's the other thing with this. Nancy Garrett, may I? Okay, so what? Okay, this is not, we're not going to do hard. The one thing about it, there's a tendency to, when you come up here like this, it's like you get really tense, and then what happens is this muscle here it's like it feels really tight in here, right? And like so you just kind of when you practice, just make that relax, right? And so you can just have the little body. It helps. I'm just wondering. So just like, I don't know. I don't know what that is, Stephen, but it's right under there, and it can be tense when you. It's a lat. Okay. Right. All right. Okay. So you can over torque them. It's probably Terry's minor. Yeah. So when you come out with this, the tendency to kind of tighten that up, just see if you notice that, and just kind of keep that nice and loose. So this will help you not only with your shoulder mobility too. All right, and enough of that. We found some footwork because you just can't keep standing in one place. And then I think we'll do some chin stuff. So one, just relax. Okay, think of this as kind of, okay, there's a couple ways to think of this. You can think of this like, I'll just borrow this. Is this yours, Stephen? Yeah. It's nice. So, okay, you can think of this like, this is in your middle and you're just kind of rolling around that, right? Rolling around that. Or you can think of your hips moving forward and back. Your hips going forward and back. So there's a couple ways to think about it, and we'll look at what that means. Just kind of back and forward. So you can just go like this. You notice there's a natural hip movement. So allow that to happen. I'm going to say one other things about this. So here's some very natural hip moves. There's rotation of the pelvis on top of the leg bone. And sometimes what happens is people don't have this flexibility and it ends up looking like this. See? Yeah, the John Wayne walk. So really the John Wayne walk is like really, there's no movement in there where the head of the femur sits in the acetabular, where the head of the femur sits in the hip joint, right? So the John Wayne walk really is like a stiff kind of thing, right? Because there's no movement of the pelvis and the leg. There's no rotation of the leg and the pelvis. Maybe just kind of move that a little bit. Have your arms follow the hip or follow the center. So you can think of moving about the center. You put your hand on your dantian if you like and think of moving about that. We're going to look at some ideas with that and see what that's like. Let's do the Jack Dempsey. This is this one. Okay, so let me just show. Go here, 1, 2. Gary, why is this? Do you know why the flag is at half mast? You know why the flag is at half mast? Oh man, no. Yeah, I think she was 90 or something. 1, just relax. Relax. Okay, we had talked about keeping the weight under. So this is just an experiment here. Okay, so I haven't really thought about this. Okay, so I had talked about like when you pick up something heavy, or if you have a heavy weapon, it's like you want to put the weight of your weapon on your legs and kind of. So when I want to pick the weapon up, it's like I'm under the weapon, or like even here I'm kind of under the weapon, I'm not on top, right? So you feel that weight, like your legs. So I was wondering whether that's the same for like for when the direction is up, right? And yeah, I wrote this. I didn't buy this. This was given to us by Robert, who used to be here. So you just hold it this way. We try a little uppercut idea. Okay, and so this is not necessarily to see if we have power, but it's to see like if I want to punch up, do I go up? Like I lift my body weight up? But I've been trying to talk to you guys about dropping your body weight. So let's just see, let's go this way for the camera. I want Laura to get all the education that she can out there in video line. So instead of up, right? So what if I drop, right? I kind of like, and this is not kind of what's really happening, but it's kind of what it's happening like this. It's like I'm dropping the body weight as I hit. And it's not really, it doesn't like, okay, but it's kind of like I drop my body weight as it comes down. As this comes up, my body weight drops, right? So my body weight drops. I don't lift my body weight up to do the strike. I guess it feels different. Yeah. So everybody, you guys can try it out here on Stephen. You get that idea of it. And so what's happening is instead of going like this, I can just go slow and feel like the weight kind of, as I raise up, the weight goes down to my back foot maybe. Do you want to see these guys do this? We don't know what they're like. What? Try the one and try the other. No, go ahead. It's still the body weight. It should be the same as up. It should be the same as any regular uppercut. It's just that how you think about it, right? What do you think, Steven? Yeah, keeping your body behind. Well, I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to like not. Okay, so there's like I want to go all the way up, or I want to just that. I just part of it is also not necessary. It's not necessary distance. It's not necessarily distance you want to take him out. I don't want to like take his head off necessarily. What I want to do is just like, how can I get my body weight to keep me rooted? Put it that way, maybe, right? Versus just trying to take his head off and really, going like that. And, I'm really taking but I'm lifting, I'm just kind of going, I'm not rooted. Right. What do you mean like some really tough guy like Garrett met that guy, that Indian guy that your buddy went and hit and nothing happened to him at the party? Yeah, and nothing happened to the guys, Yeah. So yeah, and so so we're not talking about doing that. No, we're just talking about like, how do I keep this connection? How do I keep the connection to the ground? Right? How do I keep the connection to the ground when I strike? Even if no matter what direction I'm striking, up, down, side, forward, right? How do I keep the connection to the ground? Yeah, you can just even do it like, because you're gonna push something down to go up. I mean, that's just physics, right? So just trying to get that idea. Okay, give it a shot if you want to try. And you don't have to hit hard. It's just try to get the connection. Marcus O'Mel. Okay, so maybe make it better for this angle for him. Yeah, go back to that. And then we'll have Garrett hold it for you, Steven, so you can give it a try. Good. Just think of your back foot. You can just meet it. Yeah. So good. Okay. We want to just have Garrett hold for Steven. So if you don't have something to punch, you can just think of like, when this comes up, you sink the weight down the back leg. And just switch, sink the weight down the back leg. Take your time, get the connection. Get the connection. It's all about connection. Yeah, good. Yeah, good solid hit. Okay, good. All right. So let's go back. I want to see what Laura says here. Okay, Laura, we'll see you later. Have a great day. I'll put the video up on YouTube if you want to catch the rest of it. All right, bye-bye. All right. Okay. So we're just kind of looking at connection, all right? But anyway, so even like in this one, we're not just kind of like, oh yeah, this is great, right? Just up, just always work on your root. Okay, that's what the back foot follow-up does for you. Keep the chin in. If you stick the chin out and have back, you lose that root, right? You lose the root. All right. What's the time? There's stuff to do. Again, don't torque the spine for this. All right, we talked about like trying to protect that spine. So your hip works, or your low back, basically. Your lumbar doesn't have much rotation. Understanding the anatomy is very useful, because then you know if you're injured, like how you did it. If something hurts, you know why. It's not I mean, okay, so people take, Tai Chi, regular Tai Chi, whatever. And their knee hurts or something like that. Oh, I need to practice more because my knee hurts. It's just, no, there's something wrong. Right? It's just repeat, they could. Okay. All right. Let's do this because this is fun. I think I also want to, well, I did want to do, shit, it's everything. There's so much to do. Let's do a little bit. Let's do a little silk reeling. Why not? Let's do a little silk reeling. Okay. The silk reeling is kind of good because it helps us figure out like your axis. Okay, so you have an axis. Here's that 30-degree plane, right? The same thing as this, right? Same thing as this. Oh, camera. And it's going to sink into the hip, come up, sink in the hip, come up. So I used to teach it like this. This used to be my protocol. It's like we did all the shingi to warm up, and then we worked on the chen. And that seemed to help you guys a lot because you got the body alignment down, and then the chen made more sense to you. We kind of got away from that because Master Chen, I went to see Master Chen, and I was all excited about what Master Chen was doing. Then we stopped doing the Chen so much and started doing everything Master Chen was doing. All right. So turn the hip into the hip. 1, and I drive into the hip again. 2, up. Okay, so you have a big rock here. Just like with the thing with the lifting something heavy, use the leg. 2, up, nice and easy, relax down. You could shift. 1. I do want to use the sticks a little bit today, so we can maybe finish off with the sticks. Oh, and Nelson has that giant staff, so we have to figure out what to do with that. Okay. So rotate in the hip joint, not the knee joint, right? So try to rotate in the, so your knee is going to kind of do the limitation, right? Because you don't want your knee to cave in. So you have to kind of find it in your hip joint to get a little bit more movement. Okay. 1. And let's go ahead and turn the front foot out and turn it back in. There's a reason for this. Just try that a little bit. So rotating in the hip joint, coming through. Okay, and let's try the other side. 1. So I'm going to turn the front foot out, bring it back in. Turn the front foot out, bring it back in. Front foot out, bring it back in. Front foot out, bring it back in. I want to show you like what I've been thinking about, why I want to work on the hip joint and stuff. Go here. Thank you, Stephen. All right. But this is totally, again, this is like very theoretical. Okay, so there's these moves in Tai Chi and all these other moves, right? So if I just use my arm, that limits it to here at best. Or maybe at worst, it's maybe just here. Right. So I'm going to go, okay, well, Bob's class says you drop the body weight. Okay, and then what did Bob say? Oh yeah, he said relax. Okay, and then but I want to move. Say I want to. Okay, so this is not why I might use it in this thing, but I could think of using my hip. See how that works. Now also he also said to keep your body upright, pull your chin in. Right. Okay. Now I'm going to add some movement. See that? So it's all in here, right? So that's why I've been kind of having you guys like to learning how to work that hip joint, right? To try to get that strength in and try to keep the body upright. So if you do other stuff, okay, so if you do other stuff, kind of like whatever, arm bar stuff, You can't just like yank him. Right? So you have to figure out how to like, what's going on with all of this? How do you make him move? How do you use this? Because this is a big joint. Use this big joint. Has all these big muscles right around it. Okay. We always kind of think of like everything's up here, right? But we don't think about the power that this can manipulate that. I'm not, okay, let's try it again. Now watch, I'm not doing this with my upper body. Oh shit. I have to relax and I have to figure out how to move with this. And that helps me a lot because then I have a lot more power to use, right? And it's a lot easier on me because I don't have to strain. So that's what kind of, so that's why I just want to make sure you guys understand why we're doing it. And it's just kind of, and when we practice this, especially the silk reeling, we're not just kind of just trying, oh, you know, the Jiu-Jitsu, ooh, right? We're really kind of thinking about like what joints can move to make me do this movement. And so I can have every joint help me, right? No matter what the strike is, right? And you got to keep, you can't be misaligned. You still have to be aligned. All right, so let's go back to silk reeling. So when you do other stuff, and it could be any stuff, you know, how you're using the strongest part of your body to do whatever it is you're doing, whether it's lifting a wheelbarrow or shoveling mulch or whatever. My wife does shovels the mulch, I don't do that. All right, ready? So ready, go. So one, and then you can just kind of play around with like, how does this work with different moves? So you can just, you know, watch a Jackie Chan movie or something. 2. All right, so we can just work around. So here's a little kind of form thing. Okay, just relax. We'll work on maybe the beginning of the chin form. Okay, so you see how it works. Okay, there's other stuff in the form. Okay, you can just do this one. This one's in the form. So I'll just show you guys in the front. So I have to use my hip to bring this fist out. Okay. No, you know, I think in the form, I think the best way for this one is just some type of arm break. But they do it like kind of like this bar coming out and hitting you. But you see how my hip has to work with this one. And I could do the other side too. So don't really think so much about what the hands are doing as you start the movement with the hip. Okay. All right. So just do a little bit of Chen ideas. Let's do this one from Chen. It's kind of nice. Just 1, back, 2. So it's not throwing my arms down so much as like have my hips turned, drop the body weight. 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 Turn the hip, drop the body weight. You can have boom and relax. Let it go. And you can just do even like this. There's not that much hip movement in this one, I guess. So let's keep with the idea of hip movement. You can go slow. You can just go slow. Just work that movement and see if you can just wind it out. All right. Okay, let's just do the first part of the Chen form. Just and then last time we met on Thursday, we kind of looked at what the punch is, so maybe we'll do that too. This is like the condensed Jiu-Jitsu version, which is like Jiu-Jitsu used to teach. He started like all day Saturday. Started at 9. He teach you everything he ever studied in one day, and you do it every week. So you can be doing Bagua Tai Chi, you know, his type of long fist and Chen style. The whole works. Yeah, that's what he would do. All in one day. Ready? Okay, let's just work on our Chen form. Nice and relax. Just soft, fine. Okay, so here we are. First, sinking, dropping the body, hip motion. This is all hip motion. One, rotating, two. So remember, say you're lifting something heavy, so you want to get under wherever this heavy thing is and get under it. So you use, we talked about using good hip strength here for hip flexion. So we'll have to talk about that too. One, here you go, hip movement. Two, engage your core so you don't tuck under or stick out. Three, remember, neutral spine's best. One. All right. Now I want you, when you pull your knee up, not to do this. Try to be a nice, good, straight spine. Okay. So you develop the strength of your knee of this thing here, and then relax. All right. Next move. Take right, go left. One, two, three. Let's go to fake right, go left again. So you can think of as you go, you drop the body weight on him. He pushes back. You guide him and drop the body weight the other way. Up. One. Think of this as a chop. Pull the knee up. One, two. Okay. Okay. Sit into your hip. Don't stick your butt out and don't tuck under. See if you get a little bit openness in the leg here. Look this way. This arm is not here and it's not too close. It's here. Okay, next move. So we're going to rotate the trunk. Remember the 30 degrees where the arm is. So it's not out here. All right, and now we're going to push, not a lot, just push and then receive. Okay, they pull back, follow. Okay, push a little bit, they push back, receive. Turn the foot, turn the hip. Okay, tailbone is still, spine is still straight. So I'm not, if I want to be upright, I have to move here. But try to keep the spine, don't like make the spine laterally flex. Open, look. Okay, energize this leg, come in. Okay, one, two. Pull the knee up, step out. One, two, three. Okay, relax. One, two. One. Okay, face, lower body, pull the knee up, and then drop. One. Okay, so go fake right, go left again. One, two, three. Open, step in. Okay, open this time. Always keep that, remember, no, don't stick your arm way past that 30 degrees. It's better this way. Okay, would you do a little fake here? Come around, and we'll do the first brush knee. One. Okay, so the brush knee. So here's that thing where I grind, like I'm gonna grind the guy into my, I'm using my hip, I'm gonna grind him in there so I can get that, this move. Okay, then open. Two. Now when I come forward, use the back leg, use the back hip like, and drive. He comes back, pull, lift the knee. Okay, watch the posture, don't stick your, try to keep it all nice alignment. Okay, let's step out. One, we're gonna go right to the punch because that's something we want to work on. Okay, shoulder blades relax and down. Don't push them down, just have them relax down. Okay, so drop the hand. So when we did this thing, right? One, and then two. One, two. Feel your legs into this. One, and you have a little bit of spiral in the hip. One, 2. Okay, let's go for the full punch. Come back, draw the foot in, pull the knee up. Okay, 1, step down, step through, and punch. Okay, when I punch, don't just use the hip a little bit, drive it, try to drill it in. Okay, and then you have to kind of drill the hip a little bit out. Keep the spine neutral. 1. Okay, and then 2. Okay, so you have a little bit of this movement to help it. Let's just practice that punch. Okay. Okay. Okay, so it's just this. Relax. 1, 2, 3, 4. Spiral out. You can go this way. Okay. Don't float up. Stay rooted to the ground. When you punch from the ground. Okay, and the punch is kind of like a curvy up thing. Okay, one more time then. Use this to learn how to kind of root into the ground, how to sink your body weight. So even when I come here, when I come up, I'm not popping out of the ground. I'm just like, I'm even rooting more with the standing leg. Okay, and when I come out here, I'm not throwing my body weight up. I'm kind of like maybe meeting the guy. And then 1, 2, root this leg, drive. Good. All right. Oh man, where does the time go? Where's the time go? Okay, let me just show you here. Stephen gets special attention. Okay, come here. Okay, I didn't show this with, I showed this kind of with Ted last time, but not like how he could be stable with this. Okay. All right, so this is not, I think, an ideal kind of punch. It's just in the form, right? Because you're just kind of very open. All right, but the point is, I think, is like, here's this hip, here's this hip. So it's not this, right? It's not really that kind of punch either. It's just kind of this kind of punch. So it's kind of like sneaking up. Okay, but here's the hip, right? Versus no hip. Okay, or versus like hip out of alignment, right? Hip wants to be in alignment, and you want to turn with the hip, right? And it's kind of a weird punch because the way it looks from Mahang, that's who this form is from. It kind of goes like under and up and out. But you know, whatever you like. But I guess my point is like, this has to be stable and not thrown out and not weak. This has to be stable, right? And you could just practice this from side to side. This is something from George's thing. He does this little exercise. He does this little circle. You can also see there's a grab. And that's actually where that's from. It's this grab, and you get in. That's from his style of what they call hindering fist, Lanso. And so the way they, just a FYI, just for your martial art trivia. So the way that Wu Ji, his Kung Fu brother, explained it is like, this is like so close that if he tried to kick you here, you somehow stopped. You know, but I don't know. It's a little too exposed. Like he really like he does this twist and he pinches this space kind of. All right, so let's just do a little bit of the sticks before we go. I know it's time is short, but you guys brought your sticks, and I just want to work on one idea with it. Okay, we don't have to do this spinning. I don't know how everybody's shoulder, elbow joints are. All right. Okay. I think everybody's joints are probably warmed up from this from our But okay, so you take the weapon, we learned about the body weight, right? So you don't drop the weapon, you drop your body weight. Okay, so I'm not doing something like that. It's just very simple. So you can come up, drop the body weight first, and then drop the stick. It's really break it down, like drop the body weight first, drop the stick. Okay, but in application, the timing distance is pretty small. You know these guys? We could tell we're just in the marching band. Drop the body weight first, then drop the stick. All right, drop the body weight first, then drop the stick. Okay, the other thing to learn with this is find your center line. You drop the body weight, you drop the stick down your center line. Drop the body weight, and it's like you drop the body weight and the stick just falls into the space you created. Okay. The other good thing with this, it trains you not to hump your back, like arch your back. We talked about that in the chop. This is the same thing. This is the chop. Right? This is the chop. This is this move. Right? So now we're more upright. This is learn how to drop your body weight. So the way the stick hits your feet. So you get that feel. The way the stick hits your feet. So your feet first, then the stick. And you'll feel much more stable in the strike. Okay, and then ABC, alignment, breathing, control. Okay, so control is not like place the stick down the center. Okay. So just using this, I'm just doing this really basic deconstruction because then this is kind of a cool thing. Watch your spine. Don't flex your spine. Okay. Okay, time is short, but that's some basic stuff with this, and I'll just show you what the benefit of that is. So Stephen, we could just put the stick down. We're no hitting each other with the stick. This is a nice one, though. It's nice. Okay. Okay. You should never attack someone like this. Okay. But what we're trying to do is just figure out this line, kind of. Not necessarily you can attack on that line. Like I would never like face him and try to attack on that line, right? It's too bad. Okay, but what you can do is like you come around, and if you can, you can't cut him off here. You can't cut him off here. I don't want to push down. I want to just, drop my body weight, let this stick fall in place, right? So the application is like a millisecond difference. Drop the stick, put the stick, drop the weight, put the stick in place. So that's what the stick can teach you, right? And we'll do some other stuff with it. Okay, what do these guys want? I don't know. Oh, it's 10 o'clock. Yeah, it's time for breakfast. All right. So yeah, I did want to do this. Okay, so you can think of, okay, so let's just think of like, okay, let's just do so he's going to do the stupid attack. Ready? So I don't want you to necessarily block it. So let's go do it one more time. Stupid attack. Bah! Right? So this is kind of a good way to go. Try to learn how to just follow it through, right? You can just go slower. Just try to let it go through. Okay, not that this would be the thing you would do, but it's a skill to like, when he comes, you don't have to fight it. You can just like try to just divert down or follow it down. I'd rather have you like, if he just puts his weight down, just put your weight down, just go like that. Right, that's like your beginning of push hands, right? So the more he you don't run away from him. You just follow him, right? So I don't know. Do you guys want to do that? What do these guys want? All right. Yeah, you want to do that for a few moments before we finish? Yeah, let's just do it. So you can do that as push hand. So you can do it in a couple of ways. You can think of he's like even the chop, or maybe even, and just a very simple, he's punching, you just follow, you just let it, but you don't lose connection, right? And you try to connect with your feet, maybe even, right? So this is, I've been trying to teach you guys push hands forever, and I can never do it. So I decided to, we'll do it this way. Which I said something different, yeah. So it could be just follow through, see that? I didn't fight him, I'll show you the wrong way. Ready, go. Okay, I'll show you the other wrong way, go. Okay, so just relax, just, if you have to move your feet. Okay, so the whole idea is not to do this, not to try to stay here necessarily. I mean, that's a training too. That's a training to try to figure out how to work all of this. But I don't want to get in the bad habit of like, you go, okay, go, and you just like, you know, just learn how to just don't offer any resistance if you can. Just follow, or he retreats, you can follow. Here's the other type of thing. One person decides to, and I just don't lose that tension, right? Still that, I still have that connection, but I'm not fighting him, and I'm not running away. Okay, give that a try. You can do the walking too, if you like that. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and end class here. Hopefully you will find this useful. So I know, so you guys have a great day. Thank you.